Hello and welcome back to Beckler Guitars and Repairs, and today we're checking out something pretty special. It's the holy grail of Squier guitars. Alright, so I picked this one up locally and went and picked it up because it was very, very clean. Alright, so what we have here is a 1982 Fender Japan JV series. So JV stands for Japanese Vintage. And these ones were made, these are the first guitars to come out of Fender Japan. And they're also the first Squier models. So they actually differentiated them by giving them the Squier model name, just so they could tell which guitars were the Japanese ones. What's really cool about this model, it's a JV-0 serial number. So it's one of the first ever produced Squiers. And it has a rare logo here. So the first ones had the Fender Spaghetti logo, and then the very small Squier series logo here. So these ones are quite rare. They only made a certain amount before they swapped the logo to have a bigger Squier logo on the headstock. And these are quite collectible and rare, and because they're made to vintage Fender specs, like pre-CBS specs. So this guitar is an ST-62, so it's modeled after a 62. And it's got USA pickups, which is the vintage like gray bobbin style pickups. So that's what it's supposed to have. I haven't taken it apart yet, so we need to verify that everything's original on this thing. As far as I can tell, it is so far, but we're going to open it up and have a look at everything. But yeah, this is a really gorgeous grain on it. It's a two-piece ash body, and it's called Sen ash, which is like a Japanese ash, and it's got some really beautiful figuring on the front and in the back. And it does have a little bit of a chatoyan effect, like if you move it, it dances a little bit in the light. So it's really cool. I haven't really seen a Strat with a grain pattern like that before. But yeah, the neck on it seems really nice. It's really close to a vintage 62 Strat neck, and we'll get all the dimensions and stuff. But this has the clay dot inlays, the rosewood fingerboard. It's got the truss adjustment at the base of the neck here. And I verified that the tuners are original. There's our maple neck, one piece, and a little bit more of that grain pattern in the back here. So yeah, just really nice. This one's also really clean. There's a couple of little scuffs and dings here and there, but overall, pretty well taken care of. There's our serial number there. Let's see if I can get it to... So yeah, the serial number is JV-0 8811. So that dates it between April and July of 1982, and it would be one of the first batches of these guitars. So yeah, pretty cool. Plays great so far. I'm sure we could set it up to be even better. This has got the 11-hole 3-ply pickguard. The only thing that's been swapped on this thing is the saddles so far that I can tell. I mean, we're gonna have a better look once we take everything apart, but these saddles have been swapped out with these, the black ones, the self-lubricating ones. So I'm sure it'd be pretty easy to be able to find a set of the vintage saddles we want to just restore this back to original. And I'm just going to check to see what radius it is on the neck, and what all the specs and parts are. It looks like the string tree has been replaced as well with one of the double string trees, but I did notice in the case that it comes with the original string tree, so that makes me hopeful that everything else is original since they kept the string tree. And here's the original trim bar. As far as I can tell, the case is not original. I think they originally came in a molded Squier case. And this is kind of just a vintage Fender hard shell with the badge logo. I think it's era correct, but it's not the original case, I don't think. But oh yeah, so let's get it on the bench and we'll take it apart and have a look at everything. Alright, here we have our weight at 8 pounds, 0.3 ounces. Alright, here's our neck profile. It's just kind of a rounded C, average C shape, and it flattens out a little bit by the 12th fret, but pretty standard Strat neck profile. Alright, we've got a first fret width, or nut width of 1.65, and at the 12th, a 2.019. First fret neck depth of 0.79. Let me just double check that. Yep. And at the 12th, 0.852. Well, the neck, yeah, is quite thin and narrow. Feels pretty comfortable and fast. So yeah, just a little bit narrower and thinner than some other Strat necks, but I think this is really accurate for a 62. Alright, just checking out the pickup readings. So on our bridge pickup, we've got a 5.93, and then in between here we've got a 2.97. Middle pickup, a 5.81. Between the neck and the middle, 2.92, and the neck has a reading of 5.76. Okay, and this one has a 62 era correct radius of 7.25. Here's a quick look at the condition and the frets of the neck. So there's our Squier logo there, there's our Fender Spaghetti gold logo. There's our replaced string tree. I do have the original though. And these are the unbranded split machine heads that came stock with this model. They're Fender machine heads, they just don't have any markings on them. Little bit of finish wear there. This is a nitro finish on this guitar as well. And there's our fretboard. The frets are in really nice condition. There's no there's no wear signs really. A little bit up in the cowboy cord area, but it's not even pitted. Like there's just some lines where the strings touched, but I'm going to be polishing that up. And as far as condition on the top of the body, it's really nice. There's a few scuffs and dings you can see in the light. A few very small marks here and there. But overall, really nice condition. There's another look at our grain pattern there, just really good looking. And this one has the stock 3-ply 11-hole guard on there. And yeah. One thing I did notice in terms of condition right here near the neck joint. There's a couple very small chips right there near there. And yeah, it looks like the finish was chipped just a bit. Our neck pocket is nice and tight. Not a lot of gaps. And quick look at the back. Another look at the great grain pattern in the back. And our neck. It's got some nice grain on the neck too. Yeah, nice grain on the neck. That's a one-piece neck. And there's our unmarked machine heads, which are stock for this model. And our serial number, which dates it to a very early run of this model, between April and July 1982. And yeah, the sides, a few scuffs and very minor marks here and there, but no major scratches or dings anywhere. And yeah, okay, let's go ahead and take the pickguard off, have a look at the electronics, and take the neck off and have a look at the pocket. Alright, having a look at our electronics here. We'll have a look at the cavities in just a minute. But here we can see our pickup dates here that dated to 82. So, and these appear to not have been messed with at all. All the solder points are there. We've got our proper green capacitor, our proper switch. So it looks like everything is original on this example. And our 250K full-size pots. Our entire area is shielded there. And just have a look again at our serial numbers on the pickups. And these are the USA pickups. And then have a quick look at our routes here. So you can see some really nice grain all throughout that Sen ash. And there's our stepped cavity route that was put there to facilitate the extra screw on the ST-62 model. And let's have a look at our truss rod adjustment. Yeah, our adjustment screw looks nice and clean, no stripping. So yeah, apparently the only thing non-original on this example are the saddles. But again, I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty easy to find those vintage correct ones. And there's our output jack route there. Looks nice and clean, nothing too special in there. Just looks pretty standard. Alright, here's the tremolo cavity. Just having a quick look. Everything looks as it should. Everything's original there. And someone has 5 springs back there. So I think they were using it probably without the trim bar. It looks like, I'm not sure if the oh yes, so it looks like the back plate here is not original. It has a made in Korea sticker on it, and this is a Japanese guitar, so yeah, that makes sense. And it looks like some additional screws were put into this to make that new cover fit, unfortunately. That's alright, it covers it up pretty well, and it seems to be the right color and style as originally came with this guitar. Okay, so we have the neck off here, and it dates to the proper date here. Let's see if I can. There we are. So it looks like 6/30/82 is the date on there. So that's June 30th, 1982. So yeah, these first came out in April, so this is about 2 months into production. And we can see our truss rod is nice and clean there, not stripped. And here's our neck pocket. It fits nice and snug. You can see that nice grain in there. I don't see any other like stamps or anything else like that in there. Someone did sign their name in the neck pocket. It says Glenn Gray, 1991. So if you know Glenn, just let him know that I have his guitar. One other thing I wanted to mention is one of the neck bolt screws that fastens the neck to the body has been replaced with an aftermarket black screw. The other ones do look original though. Alright, now that we've had a look at all the parts and the insides, we're going to go ahead and give it a restring. I'm going to put on some Ernie Ball 9s and then I'm going to set it up. I'll go over any setup issues if I encounter any. If not, I'll just skip to the end while we do the setup test. Okay, I got the new strings on, and this guitar needed like nothing for a setup. It was perfectly set up and intonated. I don't know if the guy took it to a luthier right before he sold it or what, but yeah, it needed almost nothing. The truss rod was perfect, set with just a tiny bit of relief in it. The saddles are exactly where they should be for proper intonation. There was no buzz anywhere. Yeah, it was great. So yeah, here's a quick look at our setup. Here's our relief. Oh, wrong side there. There we go. So if you look closely, there's just the tiniest little gap between the notch straight edge and the fretboard. That means there's just a little bit of relief in the neck, but it's mostly nice and straight. So if you can get the action nice and low with a straight neck, that means you've got some nice level frets. Just gonna move on over here. Have a look at the action at the first fret here. So if I fret the 3rd fret, I can see that on the 1st fret it's resting nice and low, almost resting on the fret itself. And that is the case all the way down the neck. So we have a nice cut nut as well as some good action set by the truss rod. Now on the 12th fret we can see the action is quite low as well. I'm just going to use my mirror here. So yeah, it's looking about 1.5 millimeters at the low E and about 1 to 1.5 millimeters at the high E. So yeah, nice low action. It plays great. It's all intonated properly. And I'll do the fret test next just to show that each fret is playing well with not choking out. So yeah, plays great, nice and low, and no choking or fretting out anywhere. Yeah, this guitar also has a really nicely rolled fingerboard, and there's no fret sprout at all, so it's nice and smooth, and yeah, feels great. All set up, ready to go, and let's go ahead and plug it in and see how it sounds. Alright, here we are plugged into the 65 Deluxe Reverb. I'm using the PS1 Power Soak Bugera attenuator. Here's the guitar. I'm going to go for the bridge pickup clean, go through all the positions clean, and then do a little bit of overdrive and distortion. And right now I've got the amp set at about 6.5, and trebles at 3.5, bass is at 4.5, reverb's at 2.5, and yeah, let's go ahead. So, okay, bridge pickup. Fourth position. Very stratty, sounds good. This is middle. In the middle. Neck pickup. Yeah, so pickups sound really good in all positions, clean. Let's try it with a little bit more of overdrive here. So I just turned on the servo Toros pedal just to get a little bit more boost and naturally drive that amp into a little bit more overdrive. So I'm going to start off in the bridge. I'm going to try that in the fourth position. now I'm just gonna try my favorite position, which is, you know, fourth position, that really stratty. And now I'm just gonna play some riffs. Alright, so now that we went through everything and tried it out and set it up and played it, what are my final thoughts on this 1982 ST-62 JV Squier? Well, yeah, I think these are sought after for good reason. I mean, they are very rare, but this is an incredibly well-made guitar. Everything on it is super high quality. The attention to detail is outstanding. It's got so much going for it. It's got a super, very comfortable 60s neck. Feels just like a 60s Strat that I've played before. So they did a great job of recreating that. And yeah, fingerboard's nice and rolled. Feels great. There's no fret sprout. I've got that nice bone nut on there. The tuners feel really good. It's a one-piece neck. The grain on this guitar is just amazing. It's that special Japanese ash that they use that's known for this really nice grain pattern. And this is a two-piece body. Some of them are three pieces. So this is a nice two-piecer. And yeah, it's nice and light, just about 8 pounds. Feels great. It sounds amazing. The pickups on here are really nice, just super vintage Strat, classic Strat sounds. And the only thing non-original on this guitar are the saddles. Someone's upgraded them to like the black self-lubricating kind. And the string tree, I do have the original string tree in the case though, and this one just does a little bit of a better job of holding down more strings and keeping them where you want them. And the cavity cover for the back, we opened that up and found that there's extra screw holes, and there's a sticker on this cavity cover saying made in Korea, so that doesn't really fit with the rest of the guitar. However, the electronics, all the other hardware on it is original. And yeah, it's an amazing guitar. Plays and sounds great. Looks amazing. Very nice Strat. It also comes in the like a period correct case here. This is kind of an 80s style case with the Fender badge on there. It's also in good shape. All the latches work good. The guitar fits in there well. And yeah, if you're interested in owning this thing, it's going to be up for sale on the Reverb page. So make sure you go have a look. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, one of the screws for the bolts for the neck is not original. It's a black one. So it doesn't really affect anything, just keeping note of that. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in today to Beckler Guitars and Repair. And we'll have more for you really soon. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.